Lawrence Freedman, StrategyAHistory. Dive into the fascinating world of Strategy, a History, by Lawrence Freedman as we explore the essence and evolution of strategy from the battlefield to the boardroom. Delving into the realms of military, political, and corporate strategy, we'll uncover the vital themes and principles that have shaped and defined this crucial aspect of human experiences. From ancient Greek dichotomies to modern cognitive insights, we'll chart the dynamic interplay between physical strength, guile, and coalition building, providing a captivating context for understanding today's strategic landscape. Don't miss the opportunity to learn from the wisdom of great strategists like Sun Tzu, Machiavelli, and Clausewitz, as well as revolutionary movements and modern strategic tools.
The art of strategy. Strategy is not merely planning, it requires the recognition that even the best-laid plans can go awry and the ability to fight back against the forces that foil those plans. This interplay between competing interests and unpredictable factors, requiring flexibility and constant adaptation, is essential to strategy. The concept of strategy isn't unique to humans, as chimpanzees also use it to navigate conflicts over power and territory. The Bible offers early examples of strategy, often reliant on faith or obedience to God, with battles during the Middle Ages serving as a litigation with God as the judge. The Greeks identified two primary secular modes of strategy, physical strength and guile, represented by the words pia and metis, respectively. Modern conceptions of strategy trace back to the Enlightenment's faith in reason and the need for intelligent strategists to anticipate both the enemy and potential elements of friction or chance that may get in the way. As the saying goes, strategy without tactics is the slowest route to victory, and tactics without strategy is the noise before defeat. Ultimately, strategies are not just a means of asserting control over situations but of coping with situations in which nobody is in total control. Forms of strategic thinking. Understanding the different forms of strategy is critical for military, political, and corporate leaders alike. Researchers have identified three fundamental approaches to strategic thinking: physical violence, cunning or guile, and the formation of coalitions. While physical force is often the first resort, this approach is limited by its destructive nature and the threat of retaliation. Cunning involves tactics like deception, propaganda, and psychological warfare, which can be more effective than direct confrontation. However, this approach requires a deep understanding of human psychology and an ability to adapt to changing circumstances. The formation of coalitions is another important strategy, allowing weaker parties to gain strength by uniting against a common foe. Whether in the animal kingdom or human societies, strategic thinking and flexibility are essential for survival and success. Innovations in strategic thinking. From ancient strategists like Odysseus to contemporary business leaders, advances in strategy have been driven by innovative thinking. The French Revolution and the advent of nuclear weapons ushered in new strategic eras. Technological advancements in weaponry, transportation, communication, and information processing have also played a crucial role. While spiritual factors like morale have always been appreciated, modern developments in psychology, neuroscience, and philosophy have given rise to new techniques that target cognitive and psychological domains. One such example is the OODA loop, which Colonel John Boyd introduced in the 1970s, and inspired business strategizing. The cognitive dimension includes attempts to bolster or undermine morale or to influence sentiment. In business, strategy itself could function as a powerful tactic for enforcing ideology and maintaining power structures. Corporate strategy, however, conceals more than it reveals to support established power structures. The power of narratives. After the 9/11 attacks, American military strategists realized the importance of the information environment and shaping perceptions over time rather than decisive engagements. This led to the recognition that wars are fought with narratives and stories, which has influenced strategic thinking in business, politics, and social change. Narratives have become powerful vehicles of strategy, changing the way we perceive and approach conflicts. Evolution of warfare. The evolution of warfare has been a result of several factors that have transformed the approach towards military actions. From the French Revolution's first mass armies to technological innovations, such as transportation and cartography, and war theorists' influence have all contributed towards a new form of war that aimed to annihilate the enemy. The cult of the offensive dominated during the latter 19th century, and Germany sought to break civilian morale during World War I with the use of air power. With the development of nuclear weapons, military strategy shifted towards averting war, and cognitive and psychological techniques found their way into warfare. Boyd's influential OODA theory became prominent in the 1970s, and Operation Desert Storm in 1990 showed the power of technological innovations in weaponry. However, the World Trade Center terrorist attacks in 2001 led to the dominance of counterinsurgency approaches, making the information environment crucial. Winning through persuasion. In Winning Through Persuasion, the author argues that throughout history, those in power have used violence, manipulation, and coalition building to maintain their control. Revolutionaries, on the other hand, aimed to awaken the masses and gain their support through consciousness-raising and inspiring visions. The elites, however, recognized the power of propaganda and public opinion and employed the concept of hegemony to control the masses. The American civil rights movement employed nonviolence and gained significant media coverage, putting powerful elites in a difficult position and ultimately forcing them to relent. The late 1960s brought disenchantment with nonviolence, and mental constructs emerged as a new concept to alter power structures. The power of language was evident in the Republican political successes of the late 20th century, and stories proved to be effective in generating support and solidarity. By the 1990s, both elites and radicals recognized the importance of narrative in the battles over ideas. Rethinking business strategy. Power dynamics and decision-making lie at the heart of business strategy. In the 1960s, corporations embraced strategic thinking as a way to bring reason to decision-making. However, planning processes eventually lost their attractiveness, leading to sociological strategies that emphasized flexibility, innovation, and workplace democracy. In today's complex business environment, traditional economic models can only go so far. Managers must now consider the human side of business life, and the emotional needs of their workers. Some, like strategic consultant Gary Hamel, argue that relationships lie at the heart of successful business strategies. Others suggest pursuing strategy without design that emphasizes embracing change and going with the organizational flow. With these evolving approaches, the key to success in business strategy lies in pursuing human-centered and dynamic strategies rather than in the rigid application of power.
In conclusion, Strategy, a History, offers an enlightening exploration of the ever-evolving nature of strategy and its applications in military, political, and corporate contexts. By examining the intertwining elements of physical strength, cunning and guile, and coalition building, we have gained insights into the dynamics and challenges that shape strategic thinking. We have seen how the foundations of strategy have steadily shifted over time, adapting to new advances in technology, psychology, and philosophy. As we navigate through the intricate landscapes of both battlefields and boardrooms, it is essential to recognize the vital role that strategic thinking plays in driving progress, shaping narratives, and transcending limitations. Armed with the lessons of history and the wisdom of great strategists, we now stand better prepared to tackle the complex strategic demands of the modern world.